Hey everyone, Miss Reimer here with Music Teacher Message. Today we are going to dive into lesson number 3 for the ukulele lessons. So grab your ukulele. If you need to tune, I will link those videos up here. Remember, if you are on a soprano, concert, or tenor ukulele, you're going to do the first video. If you're on a baritone ukulele, or if you don't know if you're on a baritone ukulele, the second video is for you. Now, I have done 2 videos already. The first one we covered basics like how to hold it, how to strum it, all that good stuff. That video is going to be linked up there as well. Then lesson number 2 was where we started to get into different chords. So we learned the C chord and the F chord in lesson number 2, okay? So if you don't know all of that, go back and watch those videos first. But if you're already comfortable with everything I've mentioned, then we're ready for today's lesson. All right, so the G chord is what we're going to be learning today. Now this is a little tricky because we have to use 3 fingers. Okay, so I'm going to put the chord chart up here, but the G chord, we are going to need 3 fingers. So if you were to hold up 3, okay, these are the 3 we're going to need. Now remember, finger number 1 is like if you were to hold up a number 1, okay, that's finger number 1, finger number 2, finger number 3. Okay, so those are the 3 we're going to need. We're going to put finger 2, which is your middle finger, in the 2nd fret, okay, on the string that's closest to the floor. Now your pointer finger, or finger number 1, is going to go in the 2nd fret as well, 2 strings above where your middle finger was. Okay, hopefully you can see that okay. Okay, so we've got 2 fingers both in the 2nd fret. Again, the middle finger's on the bottom string, and I mean the string closest to the floor, and then your pointer finger is 2 strings above that one. Now, we skipped over 1 string right there. Your ring finger, which is finger number 3, is going to go in the 3rd fret on the 2nd string up from the floor, and that's the one that we skipped over. Okay, now a G chord should sound like this, and I'll put the chord chart up there so that you can take a look at it. Now, if you're having trouble with how to read the chord chart, remember, it's just a map of this part of the ukulele. So if you need to look at the chord chart, hold your ukulele up like this, and then match up your fingers. Remember, the numbers on the chord chart are going to match what number finger these are. The up and down lines that you're going to see on the chord chart are the up and down, the strings, okay? And then the sideways lines are this plastic bar right here, and then the fret wires, which go side to side. Okay, so it's just like a little map of the ukulele on this chord chart over here. So we're gonna go ahead and set up our G chord again. Okay, that's how it looks when it's up and down, but then we flip it sideways to play. And once again, the G chord should sound like this. How are we doing so far? Now remember, if something doesn't quite sound right, it could be because you're not pushing a string down far enough. Like my finger's in the correct spot, but I'm not actually pushing down very far. And that's why it sounds like this. I have to push down hard enough for it to hit that metal fret wire for there to actually be a good tone right there, okay? Also, we want to make sure that our fingers are in between the fret wires, okay? So we want it right in the middle of the fret. We do not want to put our finger down on top of the metal, okay? It's not going to sound right. So one more time, play the G. And if you are on a baritone ukulele, it is going to sound a little bit differently. I don't know how many bari players I have out there, so I'm just playing my tenor today. Should have brought my bari back home, but I'll have to play it in the next video. But anyway, so your fingers are in the same place whether you're on a bari or a tenor or soprano or a concert ukulele, but baris are going to sound a little bit different. Now, the tricky thing is switching chords. So even if you understand where to put your fingers, being able to get your fingers there fast enough is what really gets tricky, okay? So even if you have mastered C and F, when we go to having a chord like G with all 3 fingers, that's what usually gets people tripped up just a little bit. So we are going to do C and then F and then G. So go ahead and put your finger on C. Then we're going to switch over to F. And then we're gonna switch to G. I'll give you an extra couple seconds to find it because that's the new one. Go ahead and play your G. Okay. Now, kind of like what I talked about in lesson number 2, we're going to play on count 1 and then rest on counts 2, 3, and 4 to give us time to switch our fingers. But we're going to go in the same pattern. I want C, rest, 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 F, rest, 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 G, rest, 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 and then back to C to end it, okay? So starting on C, here we go. Ready, and C, rest. Go to F, ready, and F, rest. Here's the G, G, 2, 3, back to C. Okay, now if you're having trouble with that, you might want to pause it, practice it a little bit slower, but if you're ready, let's try it again. So we're doing C, F, and then G. So here we go again on C. Okay, we'll go about this speed. Ready, go. C, 2, go to F, and F, 2, switch to G, and G, 2, 3, back to C. Now, if that's easy for you, we're going to strum on counts 1 and 3. So we're going to have, you're going to play C 2 times, F 2 times, G 2 times, 1 C to end it. Okay, so let's try that one, about the same speed. Okay, starting on C, ready, go. C, rest, C, go to F, F, rest, F, go to G, G, rest, G, switch to C, and C. Okay, so if that was tricky for you, you might want to pause it, try it a couple more times on your own. If you're ready to go on, we'll go on. Now this time, we're going to play all 4 counts. We're going to play 4 C's, 4 F's, 4 G's, and then 1 C to end it. Okay, so this is where we start to see a big difference on how fast can you switch. So let's try it. 4 C's, 4 F's, 4 G's, 1 C. Here we go. Ready, and C, 2, 3, 4, switch, F, 2, 3, 4, switch, G, 2, 3, 4, back to C. How are we doing? All right, so some songs that you hear on the radio actually only use 3 chords. So if you can play C, F, and G, there's a bunch of songs out there that you can play. Okay, for example, if I were to play 2 C's, 2 F's, 4 G's. This was a pretty big song about 7 years ago, okay? Now it doesn't sound like a whole lot like this, does it? What if I went like this? So I'm playing What Makes You Beautiful, and it's really the same pattern over and over and over. It's just 2 C's, 2 F's, 4 G's. Okay, so the chorus, the verse, the entire song is just C, C, F, F, G, 2, 3, 4. C, C, F, F, G, 2, 3, 4. And that's the entire song. There's a bunch of other songs like this, but that's just the first example that popped into my head. So I want you to take some time and practice switching between C, F, and G, whatever pattern you want to, okay? And just kind of practice that a little bit. And then in the next ukulele lesson video, we're going to learn how to play Happy Birthday, which uses the chords C, F, and G. Now, with Happy Birthday, we have to be able to switch chords pretty quickly because somewhere in there, we only have 1 count or 2 counts that we stay on the same chord. So I need you to spend a little time practicing so that you'll be ready to rock on Happy Birthday here shortly, okay? So I hope you're learning something. If you are jamming along with me, please leave me a comment so that I know somebody is using this and it's useful and everything like that. But I'm having fun. Hopefully you guys are getting value out of this as well. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.